Heads it back into a 1-on-2. Well played by Giselle to win the ball initially, but it's taken an unfair or unkind deflection, and now there's nothing unfair about it. It was just unkind, and Thurtell blazed it well wide of the target his potential debut may be. Unfortunate for Bentleigh that one of their biggest targets, as we stay with play. Brennan into the area, almost snicked off his toes by Desic, but he flicks it back to Litvin, and the shot had no power behind it. Chalmers down to make the save. And then Avondale fourth. Falling over on the ball, Purcell. And then he tried to stop the ball and stop Brennan. He couldn't. Brennan cuts it back, and Holmes' shot wasn't on the target. Brennan's follow-up has no power behind it. 8 metres from the top of the area, so it would take quite the hit to beat Chalmers, who's waiting next to his right-hand post. Rutherford does drive it low and wide to the left and is able to buy his team a corner. Strikes it right-footed. Over the head of all in the penalty area bar. Rutherford heads it back into the mixer. It's falling at the far post. Webster's shot cleared off the line. Brennan's into the crossbar and out. Lines up a corner from the right. Swinging it to the far post. Rutherford rises for the header. Straight into his own man. Chalmers flew. And now volleyed into the top left. How about that from Pilkington? He went down to the ball. And his left-footed volley sweetly into the top right corner. How about the technique from Pilkington? He's made it Bentleigh Greens 1, Melbourne Knights 0. And in that situation, you do not expect the player... Essentially, a switch of flanks will help that. Turns the ball into the path of Brennan. Back to Honos. Now in a central position, a long way from goal. He's driving it, and it takes a good save to parry it around the post from Chalmers.
And that's
forcefully hit back pass and a loose touch from Chalmers. He goes in feet first with a slide tackle and then dives on the ball. Tyson Holmes couldn't quite catch the ball. Juricic breaking forward here for Melbourne Knights because he's into the attacking third. Sweeping
that's
ball.
A very good ball in.
Unmarked Cahill. Did he head it in?
Wow.
The penalty's paid against Webster. Cahill will strike it right-footed. The referee checking that all outside the penalty area before he blows his whistle. And perhaps the turning point in the match. Here's Cahill. And even though it got a little bit of the keeper on the way through, it burst the back of the net. Struck with power. Scott couldn't keep it out. Cahill scores, and it's Melbourne Knights 1, Bentleigh Greens 1. We're level.
Somehow. As we'd already discussed before the penalty was taken, the Knights...
South Melbourne with a game postponed won't play this weekend. We'll have a game in hand. Ooh. And Webster fouled Cam Sober. Is this his second yellow? The referee's got the card out of the pocket. It's a red. Jack Webster is sent off at Knights Stadium. And this may well tip the balance in Knights' favour with 10 minutes to go. Archibald, bit of a loose touch, but was able to find its way to Rutherford. Now a high ball into the attacking half. Brennan trying to use his strength. Holding off players. Referee lets it roll over to the right side. Hatzimaradis, edge of the box, prods it through, cut back, tap in. Kieran Dover scores the winner for Bentleigh Greens. Extraordinary. With 30 seconds of stoppage time to go, Bentleigh Greens 2, Melbourne Knights 1. There was a question of handball in the build-up. It broke over to the right. Hatzimaradis crucial on his Bentleigh debut. And Kieran Dover off the bench with the simplest of tap-ins.
Kieran off the bench and grabbing that injury time goal. Scenes.
Yeah, it was it was good scenes. I thought the boys dominated the whole game, to be honest. We should have knocked a couple more in than we did, to be honest. I thought we had a lot of chances. I didn't think they created much. They just did a lot of long balls. It was good to come on and obviously to get teed up by Nick for the goal. So, but I think that's my first league goal for the season. So it's good to get the monkey off my back.
Yeah, mate, good to grab that first goal. Scored a few last season, but you feeling you're starting to hit some good form now?
Yeah, I'm starting to get into it a bit more now. I think the first half of the season it was a bit slow. I thought all the boys were a bit slow to start playing together, but I think we've gelled together now, and I think we're going to start dominating, to be honest.
What was the message from JA at halftime going in 1-0 up? You probably wanted to get that second goal. What was the message from the gaffer at halftime?
Just keep going, keep working hard. As I said, we were dominant the whole first half. We kept the ball well. So in the middle, we're a bit, what can you say, a bit, not lost, but we weren't really going through there that much. So he just said, make sure that you get on it. And he said, when I went on for the second half, he said, just get on the ball as much as you can.
And you've played a variety of positions throughout the year in midfield and on the wing.
Yeah.
Where do you feel most comfortable playing for the team?
Probably attacking midfield is my preferred position, but I can play wing, play anywhere in the midfield. Yeah, just anywhere attacking really.
It makes that 3 wins in a row in the league. Big chance for the boys to go on now and get on a bit of a run.
Yeah. Hopefully we got on a bit of a run and we start pushing away from the others. Yeah.
Thanks, Kieran.
That's all right. Thanks.
Johnny, big win in the end. What were your thoughts on the match?
Yeah, well, it's one of those heart-stopping moments, isn't it? Really, I thought we had control of the game. We had plenty of chances to put the game beyond their reach. But if you don't score, the rules of football is that you're going to concede, and we did from a situation where we shouldn't have. Nevertheless, went back down to 10 men, but I just had this belief that we could still do it, and I knew that in the end, we'll get something, and thank God it came in the 93rd, and we got the 3 points.
And we're 1-0 up at half-time. What was the message to the boys going into the half-time break?
Well, we had to raise our intensity. There's no doubt about it. I think it was just too cruising through the first half, and against teams you can't do that. You got to raise the intensity, get better, and that way you won't have a problem towards the end of the game. And we didn't, and in the end, look what happened. We conceded, but luckily enough, we got the one in the end.
And you got a solid 30+ minutes out of Dimmy on his debut. What did you think of his performance?
Yeah, I thought it was great. He showed a lot of class in there, holding the ball up at times, and he'll give us another massive option, in this year, leading into the back end of the season.
And heading into Hume next week, we'll obviously be out without Jack Webster for picking up the red card tonight. Does Charlie Fry come back into the equation then?
Probably. Charlie will come back into it. We also got Cowan and Moore coming in. Yeah, when you're playing at home, you want to be more offensive than defensive. So we'll look at it through the week and see everyone's all right. And Charlie's part of the fabric now. So it's a pleasure to have him on board and as a first team squad player. And he'll get his chances again, and I'm sure he'll take them. And
just lastly, there's no injury niggles tonight, or?
No, we'll find out tomorrow, but I don't think anyone would, I think it was too happy about the win, and I think they all forgot about their little niggles, but I'm sure tomorrow someone will turn up with something.
Awesome. Thanks for your time, Johnny.
Boys.